So this guy invites me to this island. He says he's got this whole all expense paid trip thing to this island, right? I go to this island because why would I not? It's a free vacation, right?
Right.
Hot chick all of a sudden claims to be like his assistant. She's chatting me up, flirting with me. We're having dinner. I'm like, oh, this is great. Out of nowhere, giant robot grabs me, flings me across, and then I got to fight in the jungle to survive. I jump off a waterfall. It's this whole thing, but I was able to get out. But geez, it was a crazy experience. But yeah,
crazy week, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our new kind of format here, our new weekly check-in pod. I believe by the time we're recording this, the official podcast should be out of us with our different kind of style, where we are going to kind of try and do it in person because it looks better. But by doing that, we kind of have to record them all at once in like one day, and we kind of eliminate the news situation because obviously we can't tell what's going to happen in the coming weeks. So we decided why not just make this a bonus podcast that we're going to do where we kind of can still break down the news and talk about some things that we don't talk about on the main pod. So the main pod is obviously happening. It's more of a maybe more professional setting and a in-person layout, kind of a better conversation. This is us just breaking down weekly news and things that happen. So yeah, this is kind of our first kind of weekly check-in. So Theo, what's going on, my boy? How's your week?
It has been a very busy week. School is starting back up for a lot of people, and as a print shop that prints a lot of school shit, that means we are fucking busy as hell.
Right.
So that has not been fun. But as I have told you, and I think you have probably also told a few other people at this point, I have been starting to watch Power Rangers for the first time because it's coming out in the new Fortnite season, which I'm more than sure we'll talk about a little bit later on.
Yes, sir.
But you also did recently come up with the idea, I think it was like a month or two ago, of me just randomly watching a season, and then we'll like talk about it for an episode or something like that. So stay tuned for that. At some point, I'm more than sure we will talk about it.
Yeah, I want to definitely do that more for like the back to the 2000s kind of deal.
Right.
But in general, yeah, it'll be on the channel if we do get to that.
Right. That's been going on, and season 2 of Wednesday has also just dropped this week, and I have just started watching that last night. I was a huge fan of season 1, and from what I've seen of season 2, I think I'm going to be a big fan of this season as well. So very exciting stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure. I also kind of had a content-filled week, I guess, more than usual. I also watched the first half of Wednesday season 2. I thought it was pretty fun. But I think in general, I don't think I'm just a big Wednesday or Addams Family fan in general. So it's not like grabbing me and cultivating me, but I'm still watching because I obviously love Jenna Ortega and think she's great, and I love Tim Burton. But I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first season. Again, I wasn't like super big on it, but I did enjoy it, and I did watch the first 4 episodes of this first half or whatever. And I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, so I watched that. I went back and have watched now both because we talked about it in our top 5 superhero movies where you threw in The Incredibles and it was a curveball. So
it was a bit of a curveball.
Yeah. So 2 days ago and yesterday night, I sat down and watched both of them again, the first one and the second one. My God, bro, so peak. It is so good.
It's so good.
Also, too, because we've both been on this, and a few of my other friends have also had it with the TikTok is just like throwing everybody the dark, sadistic Incredibles lore videos. So I've just been in an Incredibles mood. But
I've been getting those, and I've been getting Frozone edits as well. And I'm like, Frozone's a goat, bro.
He's like my favorite, dude. Out of all of them, he's definitely my favorite. But definitely one of my favorite Pixar characters. I just love it so much. I love the first one more than the second one, but the second one is still solid. It's very solid.
Yeah, it is.
In the second one, when Frozone shows up to the house to help the kids, and it's just snowing as he walks in, dude. Oh, it's so cold.
It's so,
no pun intended.
It's so cool.
Yeah, so good. I watched both The Incredibles, and you did hit me with the watch. You've been watching Power Rangers. You hit me with this like yesterday or whatever. Yesterday kind of morning, or afternoon, or it was a couple days ago, I think actually.
Yeah, a couple days ago.
What you don't know is I've been silently watching along with you, brother.
What? Okay. Are you on the same? Are you also in space then?
Yes. So we'll just dive into all this in general. So Theo, I'm a huge Power Rangers fan. I've always been a Power Rangers fan. I love Power Rangers, and obviously Power Rangers. You can see it in the background there. I got Fortnite open. the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers are in the new season of Fortnite. So everybody in general, and I made a post about this. I'm sure you probably saw it on my Instagram or my Facebook, where it's been very hard to be a Power Rangers fan the past few years because
Right.
obviously this is a show made for kids, but when you're a kid and you grow up with something, you still want to be able to digest it and consume it. But like again, maybe it's just because it's for kids and it's not for me anymore. But like the newer seasons that they did were just not it for me. It's Power Rangers, so like some of the acting is always going to be bad and it's going to be corny. But I just felt like it was extra bad and extra corny. So like yeah, I think a lot of people kind of agree with that. But also it's flipped so many times. There's a whole history here where this dude Saban took it and then he ended up selling it to Disney. So Disney had it for a few years, but then Disney didn't want it anymore. So then Nickelodeon had control of it, and then Nickelodeon didn't want it anymore. So now Netflix had it, and now Hasbro had it. It's like all over the place. So that's another kind of taxing thing for Power Rangers fans to have to deal with. Of like, oh, it was on Disney Channel or it was on like Disney XD or whatever it was. Now it's on Nickelodeon. Now it's on Netflix. Now it's on. It's crazy. So in general, and then of course like Jason David Frank, who is like the Power Ranger, passed away. So like it's been very hard to be a Power Rangers fan. So seeing the love that Power Rangers has gotten just from Fortnite is warming my heart because I instantly thought like when it was leaked, right? And then when they officially announced it, I initially thought, oh, this is going to be bad. Like I'm excited, but I instantly was like, oh, people are going to hate on this because it's not something big. It's not anime, it's not Marvel, it's not Star Wars, and even the Star Wars stuff and the Marvel stuff people I see complain about and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have seen nothing but positivity about the Power Rangers being in this. I looked at like their announcement post and I'm like, why I'm subjecting myself to this, I don't know, but I'm looking through the replies on Twitter thinking I'm going to see like, this is boring, I won't be playing. It was nothing but like, hell yes, peak, JDF, the GOAT, so excited, this is awesome. I don't know about Power Rangers, but this looks awesome. Just nothing positivity. So it does warm my heart as a lifelong Power Rangers fan to finally see some love.
That is one of the things I will say about Fortnite that they do very, very well is they will bring in a lot of these things. Maybe not so much like Star Wars and Marvel because a lot of people are already into that kind of stuff, but things like Power Rangers and stuff like that, they'll kind of bring that stuff in. And then a lot of people that haven't gotten into that, like me, can finally be like, oh, okay, this actually looks kind of sick. I want to learn more about this character or this kind of stuff. Let me go watch some of the show and stuff like that and find out about this. That's how I originally got into Saw because they released that Jigsaw skin last year, and I was like, that's a sick looking skin. He looks dope. Right. I kind of want to watch these movies now, and now like Saw is like my favorite horror series of all time. So I think Fortnite does a very good job of getting people into a lot of cool shit. For sure.
And my TikTok, it normally is like this, but of more recent note too has been a lot of Power Rangers edits and stuff like that, which has been great. So yeah, long story short though, Theo has officially started to watch Power Rangers, which excites me. You didn't start with Mighty Morphin, which I did send this to my Power Rangers group chat, and Mikey Spandex called you an idiot, but I explained to him, like, listen, dude, there's 30 seasons. Theo's not going to watch all 30 seasons. Because I understand his point of view is, like, you should start from the beginning, but I know that you're not going to watch all, like, 30 seasons. I'm not going to watch all 30 seasons. So I knew, like, at least you're watching it, and I know you did your research a little bit to see which is the kind of better season, and you picked In Space for that reason. And it's very true.
Well,
like,
it was for that reason, but it was also because I was trying to look for seasons that I could, like, get into more easier than other seasons because there's a lot of different like themings for seasons. There's like the dinosaur type seasons, there's like the ninja samurai stuff, and then there's like the futuristic space stuff, and I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so I was like In Space seems like the most obvious sci-fi route to start with, and that's why I picked In Space
for sure. But
also
it is
for that reason.
Yeah, and it is by like if you took the fan base and kind of polled them on it, that would be the one that is probably the best season. I told you Time Force is my favorite one, but In Space is probably like my second favorite just because I do love the vibe. I love the story. The story, you're just starting, but bro, the story is deep. It's deep. I know, again, it is Power Rangers. It is supposed to be for kids, but some of these seasons you will see are pretty fucked up. Like, there is some really deep, heavy stuff that, like, again, I think kind of like something, not that Bluey is dark, but, like, I've heard a lot of people talk about Bluey, how Bluey is made for kids, but adults like it because they can sit down and actually enjoy watching it, and it's not, like, dumbed down. Power Rangers is dumbed down a little bit, but I think they did kind of make it to where it is pretty dramatic and kind of dark so that anybody can really watch it. So, yeah, some of these seasons are pretty, like, dark, and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe they did. There's certain seasons where Power Rangers straight up die. Like, it is pretty intense. So, I'm excited for you to be a part of this, and I'm hoping that you stick with it, because if you continue to watch seasons, like, that is something that we can just gush over for for days at that point. But
Right.
what was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So yeah. So you sent me the Snapchat of you watching, and then you instantly sent me a Snapchat of you watching with the turtles showing up.
It was like episode 4. I was like, I'm
Right.
already getting into it. What the hell?
Right. So when you sent me that is when I had the idea to go. I just went to the episode after, so I may be like an episode ahead of you. I'm not sure, but I don't know how much you've watched, too. But we should be. I'm on like episode 7 or 8 or something like that at this point.
I'm on, I think, 10.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Okay. So are you enjoying it so far?
I guess, I mean, if I'm on episode 10 at this point, I might as well be enjoying it. I would think so.
Right.
It definitely is a kid's show. It's definitely not the pinnacle of acting or like
Right.
CGI or anything like that. Obviously, I kind of knew that going into it. It is still, there is still moments where I'm like, that is kind of crazy, but there's a lot of stuff that I am enjoying about it.
Yeah.
I think right now, I'm gonna say Cassie's my favorite of the Rangers. I think she to me is like the heart of the team. She's like the kind, caring person, and I'm like, I'm fucking with that heavy. With that heavy.
Cassie's fire. Yeah. So Andros is always he's one of my favorite characters. He's one of my
Andros
favorite
is cool.
Rangers.
He's like my second. He's
got so much aura, bro. He is so cool.
Yeah.
So much aura. Ashley was like my first crush. She is so pretty, bro. And I normally don't even care about the Yellow Rangers, but when I was a kid, I cared about that Yellow Ranger, and she's definitely my favorite Yellow Ranger.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't want to stick too long on this. I don't want people to get bored of it, but
Right.
so a little bit of a backstory because I don't know how much you do know of the backstory, but like, so you have Mighty Morphin, right? And you have the OG cast. Halfway through season 2, half of that cast left, and they replaced them with new cast members, right? Then they went into Zeo after like a season and a half more of Mighty Morphin. They went into Zeo, which was pretty much the same cast, except I think the Yellow Ranger may have switched. And then they go into Turbo, which is the same cast. But halfway through Turbo, the last of the OGs / kind of the OGs that came in season 2, they all decide, like, I don't know if it was them or Saban or whatever, but they want to start new. They want to start fresh. So halfway through Turbo is when they bring in the in-space crew outside of Andros. Andros isn't there, but Cassie, TJ, Carlos, and Ashley are there. Justin, who's like a Blue Ranger, he's a kid that actually is the Blue Ranger in Turbo. He stays, and then the rest are replaced. So actually, the team that you're seeing, minus Andros, were the Turbo Rangers at one point, and then they have to retreat into space. When they retreat into space, they run into Andros, and that's how they become the in-space Rangers.
Right.
In one of the episodes, have you seen the thing with the Phantom Ranger?
Yes. Yeah.
So he was in Turbo. He was kind of like their 6th Ranger a little bit. If you notice in the episode, there's kind of like this. Cassie has a lot of like feelings towards this character, but it's not really explained. But it's because in Turbo, she kind of had like a relationship kind of vibe with him. So that's kind of her love interest. So that was just something because I just saw that episode, and I was like, I don't think Theo knows about that. So I did just want to explain it to you.
Yeah.
That the Phantom Ranger was kind of like her love interest a little bit in Turbo at least.
Okay.
But yeah, before we move on though, I'm super excited that you're into this and hope you stay into this. Because and again, In Space is so good. You're gonna find out, bro. There's twists and turns, everything, and and my last thing too. So they call this the Zordon era from Mighty Morphin to In Space. This is the end of the Zordon era. Like if the season after this is Lost Galaxy. And it does have connecting threads, and that's kind of like an epilogue to the Zordon era. But then, like, after Lost Galaxy, it's kind of like the only connecting thread between seasons is, like, each season the previous team will show up to do, like, a team-up episode for the most part, and that's kind of it. So that is another thing. This is the end of the Zordon era. But, yeah, this season is top tiers. So, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But
also in other news, I have become OTS champion, as you can clearly see by the title.
No.
I'm the champion. I have the title. Yep.
Theo did not win. He did not win. I won both nights of SummerSlam, and he decided to steal the championship. You can go see that on our TikTok, our Instagram, basically everywhere.
I didn't steal it.
There's video evidence of you stealing it.
Steal. It's such a harsh word, though. It's so.
You almost ran me over with your car.
No, I almost ran over Wyatt with my car.
Yeah, he is not the champion. He stole it. So Theo, you're lucky you live an hour away, and I don't care that much to come beat your ass. But you do have to come back here at some point. So just remember that.
I will at some point. Will I bring the belt?
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, you definitely will. But yeah, all right. So our song of the week. What is our song?
Oh yes, my song of the week is going to be one of the most bangers that ever banged. It is going to be "Heaven Can Wait" by Michael Jackson.
Yes, sir.
This shit is a classic. This shit is a bop every fucking time.
Hell
This
yeah.
is one of my top 5 Michael Jackson songs, and he's like one of the greatest musical artists of all time, if not the greatest of all time.
It's the greatest to me.
Like, he's the GOAT. Like,
Right.
we can't not say it. But
Hell yeah.
he's dope. The song is dope. I've been rocking with it a lot recently, so that's
Hell
my
yeah.
song of the week.
Hell yeah. My song of the week is going to be by another legend, at least in my opinion. It's going to be Bloodstream by Ed Sheeran. That's a song that I have listened to. Like, that's one of his older songs, and I listen to that song, like, consistently to this day. So yeah, that's my song of the week. I love that song. It's a great song.
Hell yeah.
You good over there?
Yeah, I was just putting the belt down.
Okay. Yeah, another thing about Power Rangers though. This actually doesn't even it doesn't even depend on if you fall off, which again we hope doesn't happen, but if you did fall off, I still want to do this. I would love to do some sort of episode, like a podcast or maybe one of these quick podcasts where you rank like Power Rangers theme songs. I think that would be great because there are some bangers in the Power Rangers theme song collection for sure. So yeah. All right, so we do have some news though. Some big news. Our overall topic though, our little discussion is going to be about Incredibles since I'm on an Incredibles kick. But some news. There is a rumor that WB is kind of interested in doing more 2-night POEs. Don't do it.
No, absolutely not.
Don't do it.
I hate the idea. I didn't like the idea of them doing 2-night SummerSlam, and now they're thinking about doing this for like Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, all this shit.
Yeah.
It's too exhausting. It's too much.
Yeah.
Pull it back.
Right. Or just maybe make the one night longer instead of doing 6 matches. Add 2 more matches to the card. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, like WrestleMania, I'm fine with it because WrestleMania is supposed to be like the granddaddy of them all. And honestly, I'm okay with it for SummerSlam because SummerSlam is like the second biggest show. So I'm not against it for SummerSlam. And I did like this year with the 2 nights. I did actually enjoy it. It did feel bigger. It felt bigger to me. But if you're gonna do it for every damn POE, it's not gonna feel bigger at all for any of them.
It's not gonna work.
So, yeah, please don't do that.
No.
Sticking with the WB topic though, they have signed a contract with ESPN to bring the WB POEs to some new ESPN streaming service, I guess, next year. Not great as well. Peacock, the whole Peacock deal will be gone, which is kind of funny because when the Peacock deal came out, everybody complained about the network, and honestly, everybody can agree we'd rather just have the network back. That was peak.
Absolutely. That was
so
peak.
good.
Yes.
So good. You didn't have to navigate through 1,000 different comedies and dramas and movies to find one random pay-per-view or anything. You just went on the network
and you got
found
everything. You got everything with that shit.
ECW, WCW, everything. And
Yep.
if they were to bring it back too, now they would probably add TNA to that. Like it would be
Triple
great.
A.
Right. So in reality, yes, WWE, bring back the damn WWE network. That's what you should do. But so yeah, this is coming to ESPN, some new $30 tier or something like that for streaming service. Not a fan of it.
No.
I don't think anybody's a fan of it. However, I will say that the kind of bright side, as I looked into it, apparently if you have cable, which I do because it's paid for through the HOA or whatever, so we get cable for free. If you do have cable, I guess you do get this streaming service for free. You just have to log in with your cable provider. So on that end, we should be good, and we should be able to still watch the POEs together and everything like that.
Right.
We have to wait and see until it actually does come out, but if that's the case, then yeah, we should be good. Because at first I was thinking, well, now we're gonna have to use a VPN to watch it through Netflix, but how do I do that through the TV? It was a whole thing. So if we can get it for free through the cable, that would be great. But in general, it's not great. $30 a month to watch one POE. Because if you're a wrestling fan, some wrestling fans are sports fans, so it's worth it because you'll watch the POE, but then you watch whatever games are on, right? But for someone that's not a sports fan, you're gonna pay $30 a month for one POE, and this does not include the library. This isn't go on and watch previous shows or anything like that. This is just for the live POE. So that's not great. So if you don't have cable, I don't know. I don't think this is illegal, but if you don't have cable, get a VPN, and if you have Netflix, which if you're a wrestling fan, I would imagine you do because of Raw, get a VPN and watch the POEs with a VPN because I don't like paying $30 a month is insane. Pay your normal Netflix fee and just switch to the Netherlands or whatever when it's time for the POE and watch it that way. That's my advice. Yeah. The Spider-Punk though. Spider-Punk animated movie apparently has been I'm not sure if it was greenlit or if it's just been discussed, but I believe it was greenlit. This is, I believe, within the Spider-Verse universe because I believe Daniel Kaluuya is like a producer on it or something like that. So that's cool. Officially getting like an animated solo movie for Spider-Punk. It'll be interesting to see if this is going to take place after what is it, Beyond the Spider-Verse or whatever?
Yeah, Beyond the Spider-Verse.
It'll be interesting to see if this movie takes place after that or maybe before Into the Spider-Verse. Like, it'll be interesting to see where on the timeline this takes place, if it will kind of follow the events of Spider-Verse or if it's just going to be its own thing, like a prequel to explain how he got his powers or something like that. So, in general, though, he was definitely a standout of Across the Spider-Verse for sure. I think everybody can agree on that, so it's really cool that he's
my favorite.
He's going to get his own movie. I showed you when you were here, I got the Marvel Legends of him because it was like $10 on Amazon, which is really, really cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. Spider-Man, bro. Have you seen the Spider-Man stuff? I didn't put this in the notes, but it just popped in my head. All this Spider-Man filming stuff looks insane.
Oh yeah, all the the behind the scenes stuff of like the suit and all that,
Yeah.
and he's like, I've seen it, yeah. It's dope.
There is a shot. So I believe they're filming in like Scotland or something like. They're filming abroad, which is funny because Wyatt, when I told him this, Wyatt was like, he's not going to be in New York. And I'm like, no. They just made it look like he's in New York. Like the movie takes place in New York. I think Wyatt was thinking it's another like far from home situation where he's going to be on vacation. I'm like, no, bro. They just dressed up the streets of Scotland to look like New York because it's probably easier to film there than it is in the middle of New York fucking city.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, all that stuff is incredible. They're doing practical swinging, which is insane. Some of these photos that people are taking are wild. It's like you're in real life watching this being filmed, but you're literally watching Spider-Man like swing in real life away from an explosion, and I'm like, that's insane for the people that are there watching.
That's the dream right there. That's the dream.
Right.
It also kind of reminds me a lot of the stuff that they were doing for like the Superman movie with a lot of the behind the scenes stuff that they were doing before the movie came out. And since it's like the same thing as that, it just makes me more excited for this movie because I'm okay, this is gonna be like a far more legitimate Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
That I think they've ever put out, and I'm gonna be very excited for it.
Hell yeah, for sure. Another side note though, as I'm thinking about Spider-Man, so I've gone through. And I think I was sending you and Rachel photos and stuff. Yesterday I went through like all of our scrapbooks and stuff like that, and we have like 4 or 5 buckets too of just like loose photos. And then I found a whole. I think it's behind me. I found a whole like tub of just like USBs and flash drives and SD cards. So I've been just like going through all this stuff and finding just honestly, because I've compiled it all and put it into a Google Drive, so it's all digital and stuff. So if we want to find a photo, we can go in there.
Right.
I have so many photos where I am like, it's something to do with Spider-Man. It's wild. I have one photo where I'm dressed up as Spider-Man. I have multiple photos. There's a photo of us at Downtown Disney, and I'm wearing a Spider-Man 2 baseball jersey. Like it's just so wild. I have like Spider-Man swim trunks. So yeah, Spider-Man is just a little side tidbit, but I just thought it was so funny. I'm like, man, I must have really liked Spider-Man or something because. It was a lot. It was Spider-Man and Elmo, bro. And wrestling, of course. Like, everything. Yeah. I sent you... There was a video. I had, like, a whole Elmo-themed birthday party.
Yeah.
Every other photo I see of me, I either have a wrestling figure in my hand or I'm wearing a wrestling t-shirt. I'm like, this is wild. It's definitely was a fun trip down memory lane. And I have to go through and compile everything and sort it, but I'll add you to, like, the certain part of Google Drive so you can see, like, our photos and stuff like that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Batman officially will be filming this coming spring. Batman 2, my bad. I'm super excited for this. This is about to be peak for sure. The first one was great. I already saw a rumor today that Robin is in
the Batman and the Robin.
Right. I have seen a report this morning that Robin is supposed to be in the movie. I did see somebody say those circus performers will fall, and I'm like, they're
dead.
Hilarious.
They're gone.
Yeah. But I also did see that. There was a report that said it's a big swing, but it still is very dark like the first one. So I'm like, I am all on board for this.
As it should be. I feel
right. The first one, we literally said it in the podcast the other day that's one of my favorite Superman or superhero movies. I keep doing that. One of my favorite superhero movies. So I'm just like counting down the minutes till we get to go see the second one. And I love Robin, so him being in there is gonna be really cool. Throwing, depending on how they do it, but I would imagine he's gonna be a kid. So throwing like a kid into this super fucked up dark world is gonna be wild for sure.
Imagine if it's like one of like the old like Riddler goons that is the reason that like his parents like die or something like that.
Right.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be wild. That would be wild. Yeah, so they're filming this spring. I was super excited for that. And yeah, going back to that Spider-Man set photos though, there was some set photos of him at Aunt May's grave, which is very sad. But Zendaya was on set. From what I saw though, she wasn't filming, but she was there. So that does beg the question though: is she, even though she wasn't filming that day, is she there just to be with Tom, or was she there because she's filming today or tomorrow or something like that? So that's also an interesting tidbit. I know it's been rumored for a while that she is supposed to still be in the movie, just like a significantly smaller role than she did in the first three.
Right.
So yeah, that'll be interesting as well. But that's kind of all the news that we have. So our quick little topic. We're not going to spend too much time with this, but what do you want to see in the Incredibles 3? Because I'm on this Incredibles kick.
I don't. It's such a good question. Because it's like it would be the same idea of like 5 years ago asking me like, what do you want in Incredibles 2?
Right.
It's like, where do you even really like go with that sort of idea? But I think you did send me a TikTok not too long ago during this like Incredibles kick of this theory of what's his name? Was it like Tyler Reidinger or something?
Yeah,
like
Tony Reidinger.
Tony Reidinger, yes. Of Tony Reidinger becoming like the villain of this third movie after like knowing like Violet's like secret identity and stuff like that.
Right.
Because it very much so seems like it's like in the first villain syndrome is heavily connected to Bob. In the second one, it seems like the Screen Slayer is very connected to Helen. So I think they're just kind of going maybe like backwards throughout the whole family. In where the fifth movie will finally get Jack's villain, the raccoon from the second movie. He's going to be coming back as the super villain. But I think Tony Reidinger as a villain would be super sick and super out of like left field. I think that'd be cool as hell.
I think that'd be cool. I have a few thoughts because like this is obviously more recent, and I was just thinking about this like last night as I watched the second movie. I feel like there does need to be like a pretty significant jump though. Like I know the whole idea is that they are a family and it's them as kids, but I would like to see Violet as like an adult and Dash as like a teenager, and then Jack as a kid. I think that would be cool if they kind of age them up, and maybe I don't want to say that Bob or Helen take like a back seat, but maybe like because they're older, that's kind of their plot line is like, can they still do it? I mean, that's always kind of been part of their plot line, but definitely if they're older, it's like, can they still do it? Like Elastigirl, she could still stretch, but like it's getting harder. Bob's maybe not as strong as he was. Frozone's, a little more dehydrated now that he's older. You know what I'm saying? Like, things like that would be kind of an interesting topic while you see, like, because it could also play into their psyche where it's like, they're older. Like, Bob is so set on being a superhero, especially in the second movie when Helen takes the front seat and, like, throughout the rest of the movie, he's, like, mad about it. So it would be very interesting to see him have to deal with that again, but now it's like he's looking at his kids, like Violet and Dash are in, like, prime, you know what I'm saying? So, like, they're the strongest they've been, and they're out here, being celebrities or something like that, and Bob is, like, at home, like, just drinking coffee, like, that would be very, very interesting. The Tony Reidinger thing would be interesting, but I would almost like to see, like, him with Violet, and they're married, and maybe have, like, a kid, and now that's another plot line, is, like, will this kid have powers, but also, I think it'd be pretty funny to see Tony, because again, it's like barely touched on when you see him in the second movie, because he doesn't like know, you know what I'm saying, or he whatever. I would like to see him dealing with the fact that his wife is a superhero and he's not, and like he's the stay-at-home husband who's dealing with a kid who may have superpowers and things. I think that would be pretty cool. Villain-wise though, if they do that, I don't know who the villain would be. But I don't know. Maybe this is just me being nostalgic. Maybe it's a dumb idea. I would love if they found some way to bring Syndrome back, bro. If they found some way.
There's no way. You can't Palpatine this man, dude.
I would love it.
Fucking do it. No,
I would love it.
Absolutely.
Actually, that would be even funnier if they make a joke like that, like kind of ribbing Rise of Skywalker where Syndrome does come back, but he just immediately gets taken out again.
No, I can't do that.
Somehow
No,
Syndrome
no.
comes back and he just gets hit by a train. And he's just dead. Oh man.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't know not sure who the villain would be if it ain't Tony Ridinger.
Yeah.
Maybe I think maybe a cool idea would be like maybe some sort of hero that has gone missing that isn't dead. They just presumed is dead. Maybe he he or her come back,
Right.
and they're the villain because it's like, how could you forget about me? Like you got, you know what I'm saying? You guys just presumed I was dead, didn't even try and help, and left me to fend for myself. So I think that would be kind of cool if they found a way. What the hell is his name? The damn Homelander.
Oh,
What the hell is his name?
something Jack.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. The guy that's basically like
who you're talking
Superman.
about,
Like if he
Yeah.
showed up and he's already like a piece of shit to begin with, but now superheroes have moved on without him and shit like that. I think that would be a really big test for them because he is like Superman at that point. So I think that could be a very interesting villain for sure too.
Gamma Jack. That's what it's.
Gamma Jack, yeah. I would love if, maybe he becomes the villain. He comes back. They just thought he was dead. Everyone moved on. But meanwhile, he was like fighting for his life on that that forest or something like that for years.
Yeah.
That would be great. The Incredible
Awful.
showed up to that island, did all this stuff, escaped, and the whole time Gamma Jack was there, and he just like is just fending for his life, just like has no way to get off this island. He's just like sitting by a campfire every night, just like eating a snake or something like that. That'd be hilarious.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know anything.
It more than likely, if anything, it will probably just end up being another new like character. I feel like I
Right.
don't think they're gonna like make anybody return as.
Oh my
the villain.
God.
I think it'll probably just be a new character.
Nope, I figured it out. The villain is the teacher from the first film. He's connected to Dash. He's the villain. He got fired from his job for trying to get a kid in trouble multiple times, right? And so he finds a way to invest money. He makes this whole mega corporation, and he's like got all this tech to where he can take down the supers, all to try and get back at this kid.
You're turning this elementary school teacher into Lex Luthor.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
that would be
exactly
awesome.
what you're doing.
That would be awesome. That would be so sick.
I was more so picturing just him becoming some sort of like super genius, and where like his brain is so enlarged that it just like
Right.
starts to take
That
over
works
his own
too.
head.
That works too. He becomes the damn what's his name from Captain America and Hulk, the leader.
Fucking- The leader,
The leader.
yeah.
Yeah, he becomes the
exactly.
leader. That would be
That's
cool.
what I was envisioning.
That has to be awesome. I would love that. If he just becomes the villain because of this stupid thumbtack prank that Dash kept pulling on him. That would be awesome.
That's fucking stupid.
But yeah, anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to see?
I do think I really like the idea of them being grown up, because then, especially for like Jack's case, I think him being like a kid, I think that'd definitely be super cool to see, because it's not like him as a baby isn't entertaining. It's always going to be good stuff. I just feel like we've seen it already. I think it's time that like he gets to like grow up and actually like have a sort of personality. I still want him to be like super chaotic as hell, obviously, because that's just Jack. But I think starting to put like have the rest of the family actually like start putting ramifications on him for that kind of stuff, I think would be such an interesting thing to see.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah, I think like I feel like there's only so much you can do with them in this time frame. So it's like if you age them up, you have Violet as an adult who now maybe has a kid that she has to deal with, but in general is dealing with probably marriage while still being a superhero. You have Dash, who's now, he's not too much younger than Violet, so he'd probably be like 16, 17. But he's now dealing with, girls and things like the things that Violet was dealing with like girls and relationships and things like that. Jack's now a kid, but again, he's totally unhinged, so he needs to like figure out how to control himself and not be so over the top. And then you have like Bob and Helen, who are older and have to deal with the fact that their glory days were already over, but now their glory days are really over because of the fact that they're older. So
I can definitely see Violet having almost like a Spider-Man situation in where she's like trying to juggle like being in college and working with also the superhero stuff, and kind of like maybe her going out on her own, like without like not as like a superhero, but just as like a person, just going out on her own and like moving out of like the house and stuff like that. There's so many things you could really do, and especially with like that family aspect,
where she kind of like either it's college or to focus on family. Maybe she steps away and kind of like you said, like no longer maybe is a superhero, but then she gets dragged back into it because the whole family's in trouble, so she has to do it, or she gets dragged into it towards the end, and she's the one that kind of saves the day, and it realizes like they're all strong, but they have to be together to really be connected, and things like that. Like that would be really cool. But yeah.
Another thing I would really like to see, not so much in terms of like story and stuff like that, but one of my favorite scenes from the original movie is that like scene where Dash is pretty much like running across like the water. He's running around the island. The fucking the Senate saucer blade things are just like swarming after him and stuff like that. I'd love to see another like scene kind of like that, where it really shows off just how cool of a power being a speedster is, because I feel like those are some of the coolest scenes we get in any superhero movie.
I think it'd be cool too, like a little in the beginning, something like he's dealing with girls, so he's like going on a date, but he's trying to save the day, but he's a speedster, so like kind of like Bob in the first one where
he's going like
to
back
get married.
And forth.
right, like Bob in the first one where he's trying to figure out how to get to the wedding on time, but he's dealing with the cat in the tree and the robbery. Something like that with Dash, where he's on a date, but he's got to go, but since he's a speedster, he can leave and be back in a second, and things like that. I think that'd be really entertaining to see.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
That's awesome.
He goes to a movie with a girl, and he just keeps leaving to go to the bathroom, and the girl's like, dude, are you okay? Like, why do you keep leaving to go to the bathroom? Something like that.
Drink a lot of soda, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, for sure. Got a fast metabolism, bro. He needs to keep up.
He does, yeah.
But, yeah. All right, anything else you want to add before we end it?
I think that's everything that I got off the top of my head. I'm more sure there's probably some other stuff we can think up, but I feel like we got a lot of good ideas there already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right, so yes, if y'all like this, make sure to comment, subscribe, hit like. I should have this up tonight, so if it's up tonight, you should be able to tomorrow see our kind of first episode of our full episode of like our new format. So definitely check that out. Or even if it's up after the fact, in general, it should be on the channel at some point soon. So check that out, because we are in person compared to this. It's a better conversation for sure. We're not dealing with lagging or internet connections or anything. So definitely a better conversation. Shout out the WNRN, as always, of course, for coming through and hooking us up, being our gracious podcast hosts.
Also, let us know like what you guys want for Incredibles 3, you know?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Comment. Start a conversation.
Hell yeah. I'm going to make sure we put that on TikTok too. I think we need to, because they already announced it. We know it's coming, so we don't have to start a revolution to like get it out there. It's already coming, but maybe we can start
It's not a Battlefront 3 situation.
Right, but maybe we can start a conversation and get some hype surrounding it, because we know nothing about it. Similar to Toy Story 5, which I'll be honest, I think we're good on the Toy Stories, even though it's my favorite. But I'm still excited to see the fifth one. That's the problem, is that I'm always going to be excited to see it. So what's going to happen there? So yeah, but yeah, with that, we will see y'all next week for our weekly update, and we'll see y'all next week for our full episode as well.